educator. Great Nigerian educator. Babako, Abarina. Thank you very much. Please have your seat.
And before I read the permanent secretary speech, permit me to react to some of the things that came up during the Google messages. So if you have your permission, people of the high table, I want to start with that. The FCT, the guy that came from FCT, how are you? Where are you? Please raise your hand. Okay, thank you. Please sit down. You said very beautiful things, and you even lectured us a lot of things. I joined the anchor of the program who said you should be engaged as a resource person in the future. So it's a very good. There is something you said towards the end, and I felt I need to comment on that. You said something like, let the government listen to us, please. So I also want to use this opportunity to tell all of us here, you should also listen to the government. It is not a one-sided approach. Yes, government should listen to you, but also try to listen to the government. And one of the things the government is trying to make you listen to it is organizing this kind of training, so that you build your leadership capacity, your management capacity, your entrepreneurship capacity, so that you move forward. So please listen to the government in this workshop, because the government has started listening to you. And the Director General also, in his own few remarks, he said, you cannot give what you don't have. You cannot give what you don't have. All over the country, if you conduct research, you discover that one of the big problems facing our institutions of learning today is lack of good leadership, bad management of little resources that are there. And people are still teaching students the old curriculum and the old textbooks that were used many, many years ago. When I was in the school, nobody was teaching me, was giving me any lesson on entrepreneurship development. But now in life, I realize that that is key if you want to move this country forward. So it is very important that all of us listen very well to what is going to happen today, so that you improve your skills. Don't say, I was here last year. Like Imo woman said, she was here last year, she attended some of this training. Open your mind, assume you don't know, even if you know, so that you hear new ideas. The same lectures given to you today, tomorrow if the same lecturer comes, he will give you another version of his own knowledge. So open up your mind, listen, and then grasp everything. Do you know why I'm saying so? Because if you are good, if you have actually learned a lot of things, and then you cascade it down to people downstairs, then we will put our heads in sleep, because we know that the managers of our school system will impact positively on the education of our kids. You understand what I'm saying? Go to all other developed countries, you discover that it is the teachers that drive the change the country actually deserves. So this is why this training is very, very important to you. Ogun Supe said she has been enjoying NIEPA's training. She wants more of that. I agree with you, Madam Ogun, but I also encourage you to, when you participate next year, bring some other people to participate. I will continue to allow people to participate. In that way, there will be meaningful progress. Because knowledge, if today you get all the training and then you retire, the way we are suffering, the knowledge will just go away. But let us develop a culture of whatever you get, pass it down and let the whole thing continue, so that we will have a better teachers all over the country. Am I communicating? On this note, let me start reading the speech that the permanent secretary directed me to present. He would have actually wanted to be here, but he's already outside the country, so I'm forced to come and give this lecture. So, and the speech starts like this. Good morning and welcome to this important workshop on reimagining the education sector's response to leadership, administration, and entrepreneurship for school living because for school level managers, I'm truly honored to stand before you today to inaugurate this event, and I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all of you for your dedication to shaping the future of education. The fact that you have been permitted and you are here, that means you have all signed an agreement that you are going to learn in order to go and pass it downstairs so that our teachers will be better. So I congratulate you for being selected as some of the people that will come to benefit from this training. Our world is evolving at an unprecedented pace. You all agree with me with that. And the education sector must also evolve with it. Today, we gather not only to discuss the challenges we face, but more importantly, to explore innovative solutions that will redefine our approach to education. We are all facing problems of insufficient funds. I don't want to say lack of funds, insufficient funds. We are facing issues of archaic curriculum. We are also facing issues of bad attitude to some of the teachers. We are also facing problems of teachers not being properly trained. There are still states where you go that all over the country you will discover that people that do not have grade 2 are teaching in the primary schools. You still have many states where selection of teachers or employment of teachers is still considered a political issue. So people that are not qualified, people that are not exposed, are being engaged to teach our children. And we still expect these schools to produce the best kids that will be admitted in our Nigerian universities. So we need to have a complete change of mind. We need to have a complete different approach if we want to move forward. In this ever-changing landscape, our school managers play a pivotal role. They are the leaders who guide our educational institutions, the administrators who ensure their smooth operation, and the entrepreneurs who seek new ways to enrich the learning experience. As we reimagine education, I urge each of you to embrace these guiding principles. The first one is student-centered purpose. Our foremost priority must always be the students. Let us commit to personalized, adaptable learning experiences that cater to their unique needs and aspirations. Here I want to say some things. There was a time, most of us here will remember, if you go to the banks, like First Bank, when it was Standard Bank and all these things, it is a general thing. Like there's only one account officer for like 2,000 people. So you go to the bank, you want to hear a bank statement, you have your money. The bank manager or the operation manager will say, go and wait a bit, don't disturb him. You sit there for hours because he's not going to attend to you until when it feels like doing that. And it's your own money. There was a time you go to the bank, you want to bring your money, it takes like hours. In fact, the cashier or the operations manager will attend to you as if he's doing you a favor when they were the people that came and begged you to drop, deposit your money in the bank. So the banking system at that time was very poor. But with the innovation and the change the banking system embraced, they now created a kind of an account manager of your account. You have one person attached to your account, 2 or 3 people, and in that way, there was an emergence of a closer working relationship between account holder and then what they call account manager. That thing ensured that many banks started growing their deposits, getting people to invest, and the confidence grew. The bad image, you know, the first generation banks, first banks and other banks like that, people started running away from them and embracing the culture of the new generation banks. Now, why am I telling you this story? Because it happened in Nigeria and we saw the changes. Now, even the old generation banks have adopted the new system and they are moving very well. That's why I'm saying, teachers don't continue, leaders of our institution don't continue to operate with the old umbrella of, I know this traditional method is going to work. Please be innovative. Find a way of getting closer to the students. Even a very dull student, if he has been given a very good learning environment and he has been encouraged and has been given a kind of a personalized training experience, he will change. I sent my kids outside the country one time, and I took 2 kids to Malaysia in one university called University of Creative Technology. When I took them there, my little daughter is a slow learner, but my other son is a very fast learner. So when I took them there, I explained to the school management that I'm having a problem with this girl. She learns, but she learns very slowly. Is there any way? The university said, don't worry. That is why we're here. They created a personalized teaching experience for her, and before you know it, she ended with first class. She graduated with first class. I'm telling you, student-centered focus is key in whatever you are going to do. Then the second one, and which is very important, is innovation. You should embrace change. As teachers, I know one of the few reasons why you people are always at the lower rung of everything in civil service is because most of the time, I'm sorry to say that, teachers are slow in embracing change. I have a curriculum I'm teaching, and I have this method I've been teaching. I will continue to do that one. If I say it and the child did not understand, I'll carry a pen and start flashing it. It's not working. It doesn't bring the best out of the child. So, be innovative. Do a lot of thinking. You understand? Sometimes when the kids are in the classroom all the time, they don't learn much. But when you take them out, you see excitement in their eyes. So this, do a lot of innovation, is very important in bringing changes and the desired development we need for our educational system. Then collaboration. In our interconnected world, collaboration is key. Forge partnership with your peers, with parents of the kids. Encourage the parents to give extra lessons for the kids at home. Do a lot of businesses and communities to create a nurturing ecosystem for education, where you try to study. If you are in the higher institutions or in the look at what is most required, and then you now connect it to the training and the teaching you are giving the kids. I'll give you an example. I keep on saying it many times. I present lectures. I used to say this thing. Some of you will have remembered that there was a time a contract was issued by the federal government for connection from Ajaokuta to Kano of a gas pipeline. Do you know about that? They gave the contract to one company they called AKK. That AKK, when we had an interaction with them, because I was part of one economic team, we realized that they require 5,000 sea-trained welders to be able to do that project. In the whole country, there were only about 120 sea welders at the time they were looking. The remaining 5,000 had to come from other Asian countries. And we say there is no employment. There is no employment because we have not guided our training experience to connect to the businesses and the desire of the economy. I knew about this thing because I was part of the presidential team that accompanied Mr. President to New York last year when Mr. President declared to the world that there is a space for investment in the education sector. He was inviting private sector investors into the education sector. So before we went there, we did a lot of research. And we discovered that it's not that there is no vacancy in Nigeria. It is because we are churning out people that are not relevant to the needs of society. Now, there is a new gas pipeline that is going to be drilled from Nigeria through Morocco to Europe because of this war in Ukraine. So at Western world are looking for alternative sources of gas. They will require not less than 50,000 welders, sea welders and all this. Tell me one institution in Nigeria that is taking this policy into consideration and guiding its own training to meet this demand. None. You understand what I'm saying? So these are genuine problems that all of you should think about it. I'm sorry, let me know I'm digressing a bit, but it's part of the lecture. Thank you. Then the ethical leadership. Model the values of fairness, equity, and inclusivity in all that you do as a leader. Because you cannot be a leader of an institution, then you have your voice, or you have your girls, or you have your favorite teachers. You are going to breathe in discordant tunes, and then people will not be carried along. Sometimes the problems faced by teachers and all civil servants is not about money. It is about the love and appreciation you show to the person who is working under you. Show him love, show him appreciation, observe his mistake, train him and show him his mistake and guide him. You are supposed to be a leader, not a boss. You are supposed to be a compassionate leader. So these are key ingredients that will bring transformation in your various schools. Then adaptability. Be prepared to navigate the unexpected. The ability to adapt and lead during crisis is what sets outstanding school managers apart. Like the FCT man said, underfunding is one of the issues that schools face. That is very true. That is a universal problem in Nigeria. almost every aspect of the economy is having that kind of problem. But what is important is a good leader uses that problem and then develop a way out of it. If you are moving, you want to go out of this place and you move, you hit the wall. You are not supposed to continue to come back and hit the wall. Look for another site where you can move forward. There are many ways you can address challenges faced by schools without necessarily, or in the face of dwindling resources, or when you have little. Be creative, be innovative. Maybe there are some technology you are supposed to use in the class to teach children something of science. A very simple technology could be developed within the country to explain what you mean to the kids. So ensure that you have adapted to the environment. In this situation, lack of funds, poor quality teachers, and all of them other things. Find a way to wriggle out of them so that the best can come out of you. Then, entrepreneurship spirit. Embrace the entrepreneurship mindset to secure the resources, foster innovation, and explore new horizons in education. Ladies and gentlemen, this workshop is a platform for us to share insights, learn from one another. That's why I'm very happy when the DG said it's going to be an interactive session. And collectively shape the future of education. What is obtained in Igbo may not be necessarily what is obtained in Adamawa. What is in Adamawa may not necessarily be what is in FCT. So the whole idea is for you to share experience among yourself. In some states, funding or payment of teacher salaries is not a challenge. But there are some states where teachers are owed salaries of 3, 4, 5 years. In some states, you find that building beautiful classes and provision of infrastructure is not a challenge. The challenge is another thing entirely different. So share experiences and then learn how you are going to go about it. I was working in a different medicine and I realized that there was a challenge. We had a kind of interaction like this. It was a workshop that was brought by World Bank. And we realized that almost all the key actors from those states that we wanted them to do something, I was there in terms of agriculture, they were having problems of accessibility to the government. All the things we agreed, these are the things we need to do, they don't know how to go about talking to their government. So what we did was to organize another workshop differently. And then we shared experience. And one state brought a memo to the government. The memo was very beautiful. We asked other states to bring their memos. From the content of the memos that we shared, we realized that this guy from this particular state, I don't want to mention, really knows how to hit and bring resources from the government. Because what he did from the beginning was to praise the governor and tell the governor all the beautiful things he has done. But then she now comes to tell him that, but sir, you have not done well in the following areas. And because you know you have good intention, because we know you have good intention, that's why I'm writing this memo, requesting you to do this and that. Within 2-3 days, the governor gave approval for like 200 million naira for that particular project. But others wrote a memo that we were directed by Abuja Federal Ministry of Agriculture to do this, to do that one. The governor said, how can you say, when I'm the governor, another place is directing you to come? So can you understand even the way you go about it matters a lot. So that is why shared discussion, collaboration is key here. So all of you will share. Those people that are successful in one area can give an insight. And in other cases, it requires you to go and find out who is that person in that state that the governor listens to. You go and kneel down and start talking to that person. You could bring change because of that. Maybe the person will call them and tell you, no, you need to do the following. I know of somebody who was looking for something from a governor. He realized that the governor always, in the morning by 6 a.m. would come out and start jogging. That guy started jogging very early.
We have just concluded the making of a stand-up EMP. What we mix together, we have paraffin oil, we have paraffin wax, we have petroleum jelly, then we added lanolin, stearic acid, easily.
Okay.
From every town of locality, we have people selling these chemicals everywhere, all over Nigeria.
Yeah.
Yes, I do this for my students. And that was what gave me the confidence to come here, to teach others. I want to believe every participant can also use this as an extra source of income. And when they get to their various schools, they are expected to teach their students entrepreneurship. Out of it, they can teach them all these things. And for me, the children can make money even without looking for job, and they can even be an employer of labor.
Hello. Came here for 3 consecutive days. It's not a waste. True or false? I'm also convinced that apart from having knowledge, you have also acquired some skills. And that these skills are transmissible to your teachers, to your student officials, as well as to our learners in the school, true or false. Now, tell me one thing you have changed and want to reject.
You can impart these skills and knowledge to the basic foundation, that is to say the basic schools. And as I go back to my station, I have in mind to call my teachers to also impart this knowledge to them, so that from there we can move on.
Thank you very much. Ogun State. Ogun. Ọmọ Ogun. Iṣẹ́ máa yá òye. Iṣẹ́ ọmọ rere kì í ṣaṣẹ́. Ọmọ Ogun kì í ṣọ̀lẹ.
I want to really appreciate NIEPA because we gain a lot in this workshop, especially how to introduce or how to generate little revenue to school with the help of stakeholders like the NGO, the PTA, which we have negotiated, the SBMC and others. Then we gain how to do artwork like tie and dye, like crafts and other aspects of hard work in the school. Then I said that when I go back to my new government, I'm going to introduce all these things at the local government level, at least by cascading to all the schools I have in my NGA, that is the 62 schools I'm controlling. I'm going to do the cascading. Thank you very much, sir.
My name is Ondo Abdullahi from Ondo State, University Basic Education Board. This is my first time of attending the NIEPA program, so I have been hearing NIEPA. You have your colleague, which is charged, is one to work with us in the alphabet. Honestly, I have learned a lot. One of the things I learned is about leadership. I learned that leadership is all about communication. Leadership is all about skills and how to control people. And I want to appreciate NIEPA at the same time. I showed NIEPA that I work in Super and I have a very strategic plan to cascade this training down at LGA, like 21 LGAs we have, but we have a platform that can run on the LGA and in a very short time I can communicate with the platform, and I believe we are going to cascade it all the 21 local governments. Thank you very much.
That is northeast. It says in northwest, northwest. That is northeast, northwest. Any state from Northwest? No, there is. Northwest,
My name is Patricia and I'm from Kaduna State. This is my first time of attending this type of workshop, and I really gained. We learn about the relationship between education and entrepreneurship. And we are made to understand that education is the process of acquiring the knowledge, while entrepreneurship is the application of the knowledge acquired in order to perform a reasonable activity.
Good afternoon, everyone. Honestly, if we are to say what we have learned here, I believe we are not going to close here. Honestly, we have learned a lot. Nobody is going home the way he or she comes to this place. We are the brand in the way and manner we are going to teach. We are the brand in the way and manner we are going to inculcate the knowledge to the pupils and students, how they can stand on their feet tomorrow. And we look at it, to me, it's a trust. This knowledge acquired is a trust. And we will not going to allow it to die here. I happen, by the grace of God, to be Education Secretary. What comes to my mind was to organize a step-down training like this, where I'm going to serve as the personnel to teach my head teachers and the principals. And by the grace of God, we're going to get it well. Thank you.
One major lesson learned is that you have acquired skill, isn't it?
Yes.
And this skill will not die here. And that you will cascade it at what level? At the NDA level. If you are from NDA, you are an education secretary or whatever. Even if it is a day, do a training on entrepreneurship and teach them practically this skill so that they will take it to their respective schools and teach their teachers, then the pupils, so that the idea will multiply. The federal government cannot reach all the schools in Nigeria at the same time. But you are the contacts. You are the beneficiaries who will help us to diffuse the knowledge by cascading the knowledge when you get back to the That is what you need. If you are a teacher, or if you are a head teacher, when you get to the optional meeting, try to tell them. And then some cases also need to have fund for training. They should use that fund to sponsor this training, buy materials, and then you use it to train them, your colleagues at the option level, either at the NGE or wherever you belong. If you do that, knowledge will continue to do what? To multiply. But if you know it, and you buy just something, you use it to yourself, and at the end of the day, you don't do anything. You have killed the idea. Let the idea multiply.